Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
All right. All right. So this is basically us talking about the things that have been going on 2B to T. So
Or mainly
so
what I have to say.
yeah, well, both of us, because I also have some things to say too about 2B to T. So yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
I suppose, do you
Yeah.
mind if I get my stuff done first?
Yeah, but hang on. But before I do that, let me just do this introduction. Hello, everyone. Side Spear here, and I'm with my good friend Luigi74.
Uh,
And we're right now just going to talk about like our thoughts on the current situation that's happening on 2B2T in recent events, as well as our like what are our thoughts on its future. Um, so pretty much this is what this video is gonna be about. All right, Luigi, say your bit. So
hmm. Well, I have not. I've mainly just gone. I haven't been on the server in ages. For all I know, all of my stuff is gone because of the wipes that happened a while back, and I haven't been on since then. So it's been a while. I really don't have any intentions of ever coming officially, because to me, I think I've finally been able to accept the fact. It took me a while, but I think about a year ago, I think I can officially declare, for me at least, 2B2T officially died. I mean, it died a long time ago, but, at least I can come to that. And obviously, it's just, it's a block game that I enjoyed and played through and had a fun time. And I liked it. I stuck around for 2 years, 2016 to 2018, about 2 years or so. That's 3 years, but it was less of 2016.
yeah,
But in the recent years, I've seen the servers, stuff like that, and it's basically just become a place where, Fit or whoever decides, whatever, can just invite his YouTuber buddies on there and basically get views so they can pay their rent or their bills or whatever, buy new computers, whatever the hell. It's not anything. It's not obviously the same anymore. It's not the same, fun little thing you get on and mess around and watch as people kill each other for no reason. And
before it was fun. Now it's just now become a YouTube server. Back then it was actually known for carnage, exploration, building, chaos, and all that. Basically,
I mean,
Fallout, like basically like if it was Fallout, but before any like any order was established, basically.
this was a long time coming. It was kind of known. It was already sort of happening with like the camping rusher and stuff like that. But when the
Yeah,
camping rusher came around, I think it was probably the closest genuine thing that 2T ever had, really, with a quote unquote war with a YouTuber.
yeah,
While everything, it still was, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't, planned out and they didn't have like certain scenarios set up to like,
yeah, yeah,
help fix the
the,
server and get
yeah,
views on YouTube and stuff like that.
yeah. I mean
But it
the
was probably the closest genuine thing. Sorry,
uh,
I'm
uh,
almost in here in a second. But I think it is probably the most genuine thing that could have happened to be a quote unquote war. While in the recent time, Fuse and everything else, sort of Venom, but not really because he wasn't around for long. It's just all it's just all YouTube views. That's all it's meant for. It doesn't actually mean anything. Fit doesn't join stuff like that. He just kind of does it
I
there so he can
mean,
give his take and then go.
he doesn't really do 2B2T anymore. He's mostly just been doing other Minecraft servers, including what's that one like a Minecraft SMP server so far with
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
bunch of
Well, he,
friends.
he does that. He does stream stuff like that. He does post 2v2d videos every once in a while, but
Yeah,
now they're
but
just.
yeah, but not like he used to. Back then it was all about lore and exploration, which I loved, but now it's just
I
not.
mean, you
It's
could tell more and more that over the time that his content, he was taking more advantage of the fact, like, I can make money off of this. It first started, when he stopped swearing in his videos, and then he started
yeah,
streaming, and then
yeah,
he just started doing whatever, and he basically just tried to make sure to get
yeah.
himself in that advertiser.
Yeah, I mean, when I started 2B2T myself, it wasn't just mostly just for views, but because I actually was interested into the lore and history of 2B2T, because I like
Yeah,
watching Fitz videos of the history of the server, so I wanted to go onto the server myself and check it out. That's why I joined back in November of 2017, and 2016 I meant. And yeah, but yeah, I've
you know,
noticed that like every other like because I remember taking part in the incursion against Ant Venom and then Venom myself. But I
Yeah.
remember, but yeah, I've noticed that every other like incursion and or war or skirmish is just for the sake of YouTube anymore. Back then it was because the thing is the difference between the Russia War, the veteran Russia War of 2016 versus like every modern conflict
Yeah.
now on the server is that the difference is Russia was unexpected and he came in with a full wave of like a full wave of fans following him, like just
Yeah.
basically overrunning the server, and they weren't respecting the culture of 2B2T. Hence why the old players declared war because they were disrupting the, old like structures of 2B2T, etc. Blah blah blah. But the modern ones now, it's just hey guys, come into this great server just for the sake of views. Back then it was,
Yeah. Oh,
because
we're going to war.
yeah, it's not really war
Nerf.
anymore. It's mostly just content now. Back then, and yes, I know the Russia war basically gave a lot of YouTubers like gave like way too many YouTubers like the Resistance, for example. They were a group of YouTubers, but the difference is they did Minecraft way before 2B2T themselves. They
Yeah.
basically came on to 2B2T was mostly unknown to the world, but after the Russia war, more and more YouTubers started hearing about this anarchist server, and they thought, hey, I should go on this too and bring my entire fan base just to see what happens for the sake of content. It's literally like just that now, content, no anything, no real drama like it used to be, which kind of
And obviously,
feels
yeah.
it kind of feels sad now because I used to love the server, but after 2018, I started getting bored with it, especially when the queues started going up. Now, back then, when you and I first played together on 2017 with Jaxo, Super,
Yeah.
and all our other friends back then, I remember the
Yeah.
the player base was perfectly balanced. 158 players, a 2-hour queue time, and we could get in at the same time as we used to, and then we could have a whole ton of fun.
Yeah.
Now, because YouTubers keep going in to bring in all their fans for the sake of content, the server is so packed that none of us, including you and me, can even get on unless we pay for priority, which I can't because the thing is, the idea of paying $20 every month just to play 1 month on the server isn't worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not. It never was, anyways.
I know the server requires money to keep it running, then maybe they should just use Patreon rather than having to rely on a certain like membership thing just to skip the line.
I mean, House didn't exactly have much of a plan whenever it started lowering players in the server, because
I,
he could have, for one, started lowering slots to prevent some lag. And
I
worst case scenario, you could have also started downgrading hardware if the server was costing too much for the little players that played.
yeah, exactly.
He wasn't really compensating for the fact that there were less and less people on, and there was nobody buying priority queue, so he should have just lowered
Yeah.
or
I,
downgraded
I
a
still
bit.
think the queue system now is stupid because I mean the queue system back then made sense because remember Russia had so many fans because back then the maximum that could it 2B2T
Yeah,
could hold at the time was only 2,000, and there were and Russia had so many fans that's why they had to put the queue system, so
yeah,
that made sense. But after that war, it didn't make sense anymore to put that because remember it was only 158 players every time who logged in.
yeah. Well, it took a while for that to go down, but by
I
2017,
Yeah,
you would
but
go summer nights, nighttime.
2017 to
You could
2018 we had
wait 5 minutes.
Elrich. Yeah. In 2017 to 2018 we had Elrich, we've had Fuse, we had also Ant Venom, we had what's his name? Etika, God rest his soul.
Yeah,
As well
yeah.
as a bunch of other YouTubers who came on. I heard recently there's been this Russian YouTuber who came on to 2B2T, and his fans are also like swarming the server now. And yeah,
Plus, you have the Chinese and not is it?
that what do you mean the Chinese YouTuber from on
No, no,
2B2T?
no. The like influx of players that happen during like, the hours like now, for example. What is it?
No, not really. Like, because
I
remember the
forget.
one China has is different. Theirs is non-Java.
Forget what it. I don't remember. I can't remember.
But anyway,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much it. Now, for me, I don't personally believe 2B2T is dead. I'm just thinking like it's starting to become this place of just making money out of it rather than this place of culture like it used to be. Now it's just like there for YouTube creators to go in, swoop in, make a whole ton of content off like, what's happening on the server and its history, and then just leave.
And I know and I do have a few more things I wanted to add in a bit. Like, I know we both have two sort of different opinions. Like, you still have some hope for there. I've basically just given up on the server, but you do at least still have some hope, which is nice. I'm not knocking you for that.
Yeah.
I can't change your opinion. You can't.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think the point we're trying to make here is that the thing that we both can agree on is that 2B2T it's not itself.
It's
I mean,
not the
it hasn't
same
been for
anymore.
a while. It hasn't been for a while for me, and for you, I'm not sure how long you've really felt that way.
For me, it
I
hasn't
felt
been the
like
same since 2018 because
yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. And I just wanted to add some more stuff. Obviously, I know somebody, if this video, ends up, if people actually end up seeing this video, which I know that your views, they tend to dip sometimes. No offense to you,
yeah, it's
but
okay.
I know that, like, there's definitely going to be somebody out there, like, idiot, it's not like, obviously it's always been for money, which, yes, it has, Rush or stuff like that, there has been talked about how, Fit and talked to Rush for a lot like that, and some of it was planned out.
Yeah.
Whether or not, like one thing, like whether or not, for example, that duel, remember the Rusher and Fit duel?
Yeah.
Whether or
Okay.
not that was planned out, like that one seemed pretty genuine. I mean, the fact that Rusher didn't have, 64 apples
Yeah.
rather
He
than
didn't
32,
eat enough. He didn't have
that's a
enough. He
little
didn't.
suspicious.
He didn't eat enough gapples to, and he didn't even bring enough either to fight Fit.
Yeah,
But the
like
one with
that's a little strange, but that seemed kind of like it was somewhat of a genuine
yeah,
fight.
yeah,
That's
it
like
seemed
Fuse versus
genuine
Fit. That
because
was just one. Fuse
that one
versus
was purely
Fit.
planned.
Yeah, that was purely 100%. Just for
Yeah.
fake to look at
Yeah,
it. Be cool.
because when I saw Rusher's end of the video, he seemed genuinely like, oh, I lost because but the one I saw with Fit
And
and
now he was there
Fuse,
looking
that
over the
one
top.
looked pretty planned because when I looked at the fight, it didn't, because when I looked at the fights of Fit versus Rusher and Fit versus Nita T, they were both genuine and they were both like actually fighting. Fit actually almost died to Nita, but he brought extra armor and so
Yeah,
he won.
yeah.
Nita forgot the
Because she was
gap.
using an axe. And it
Yeah,
caught
she
him off
wasn't
guard.
using an axe. Axe does well against like health, while swords
Yeah,
do well against armor.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So basically, what we're trying
Like
to say is
yeah,
so basically what we're trying to say is right now is that the fights back then on that we saw on YouTube, like the Nita fight with Fit and Rusher's fight with Fit, were both really genuine because it really felt like an actual fight. Well, fuses
they
and
seemed pretty genuine. I
yeah,
mean,
it
they
felt
could have.
genuine. When you because I also watched Nita's end and she was also frustrated that she lost. When I watched Fit versus Fuse, it seemed like orchestrated because the hits don't seem like random. They feel like they were planned out already, like where like they're gonna go here, blah blah blah, etc. Luigi, hello, Luigi.
Sorry, though. I was
Ah,
having issues.
all right.
Anyway, we can never really prove, like, the Nita one, I'm 100% sure that was real, like, actual. I
Yeah,
mean, obviously by that time, Crystal PvP was being perfected,
yeah,
so conventional PvP was falling out of style.
yeah,
But like the Russia one, that one we can never truly know, but it looked pretty real,
yeah,
you know. And like the big thing, and again, I'm going to complete what I was trying to say earlier before I mentioned the fight stuff like that. But the reason why I say the Russia, the quote unquote Russia war, I say war with quotes, because like it's recently, but the reason why that always seemed the most genuine is probably because it was the one with the least plans. There were actually
yeah,
players,
yeah. There were parts
genuine
there that
old
was like
players who
planned
were
out.
actually trying to fight for, quote unquote team veteran.
Yeah,
you
but they
know,
did it for the
and
sake of views for their channels.
Fit was actually doing it to actually. It seemed like he was doing it to legitimately fight, while the whole views and getting channel views and doing YouTube stuff was kind of like on the side. It wasn't like his main priority.
Yeah, it's
But he still, you know,
like
orchestrated some
yeah
things with
for
Russia and was like, you know, like he figured some stuff out, you know, meeting up and maybe telling about some base coordinates, you know, and working alongside each other to maybe, you know, figure some things out, you know. But in the end, they still.
yeah, because back then Fit cared about 2B to T first, then YouTube videos second. Now it's YouTube first, 2B to T second. So right now, like Fit doesn't really show like the same affection he did for 2B to T as he did back then. Now he seems to care more about YouTube rather than 2B to T.
Yeah, I have it.
Another thing I just want to say now is that well, I know for you 2BTT is dead. For me, I think it still has hope to change. But for me, the only reason why I still have hope is because I'm hoping the server can at least go back to like somewhat of its old ways. For example, no queue system, no using of crystals because crystal PvP is just stupid. I don't know why.
Well,
Because
I wouldn't
back
say that.
then,
Yeah.
because for me, I know better to fight in actual PvP combat than fighting with crystals. I mean, one of the first videos I did here on my reboot channel, this gaming channel, because my original gaming channel got deleted due to complications. Patience was a duel with our good friend Super back then. He and I were
Yeah.
fighting on. Now I was using an alt account because my other character was because my main one was too far away from him, so he gave me an alt to use,
Yeah.
etc. And so we actually dueled not using crystals, and I lost because I forgot to gap myself. And for me, that felt fun because the thing is, the differences between crystal PvP and regular PvP is that crystal PvP is just purely just spamming crystals and using crystal aura, and that's not fun because crystal aura base is just ridiculous because there's no point of carrying armor. You might as well just be naked with just carrying gapples at this point. Back
Yeah.
then,
I would.
PvPing was like an actual like challenge because we actually had to carry extra armor sets, extra gapples, totems, including shields and swords. Now we don't have to, and I don't like that we have to use totems on 2B2T because I remember before that many players were able to survive without totems, but because of totems, it basically became like, oh, I can jump off the cliff, I'm not gonna die. Back then,
Yeah.
people were more cautious. They were more strategic when it came to the gameplay of 2B2T because back then totems didn't exist
And
and crystal PvP didn't
one
exist.
thing I will say, one thing I will say really quickly, and I'm sorry being quieter, but you know, I was just asked to be quieter. But
Yeah,
one thing I will say is that, uh, you know, think about ender chests before shulker boxes became a thing. And I'm not going to say I have my own opinion about PvP and like stuff like that, and I'll say it after Scythe is done. I'm not going to talk for very long though. Think about how shulker boxes were before.
yeah,
I mean, ender chests were because there was no shulker boxes. You had to put what you felt was most priority in your ender chest, otherwise you were going to die.
yeah.
You couldn't
Because
store like a whole. You couldn't put like a whole dupe set inside of an ender
yeah, you
chest.
couldn't. Back then, dupes had to be hidden because back then chest ESPs didn't exist yet in hack clients. So back then you were able to hide the stuff. So the thing is, when it came to dupes, you couldn't because you couldn't put them in shulkers. You couldn't make as much. You actually had to hide them in like underground caches all over the server. Now
Yeah.
you don't really have to anymore because you can just dupe an infinite amount, just put it in a shulker and then put it into your like end chest, and then you're pretty much good. For me, I personally think that if Shulker, I think these are some things I really think that 2BTT should remove so it can go back to its traditional way. Like I said earlier, no totems, no crystal PvP combat, but I think they should also remove the shulkers, because shulkers are just, because the thing is shulkers just make it like, back then people were more careful, now we're just pretty much careless, because like I said, with crystals PvP back then with actual
I
combat,
mean, now,
yeah, because back then you could do
I love that.
PvP combat and you could fight each other to the death. Now you can just one shot crystal, like, crystal someone if they're not gapped, like kamikaze.
Like, think of it like, I mean, I personally don't. I'll say what I have to. Um, like, I personally, the thing about it is that, like, in classic old, 2016, 2015 2BTT, you had to generally have skills and stuff like that. Now, think of it like any old random person could pick up a sword and kill. Think of it like,
Yeah, exactly. Back then you needed to train, you needed to like hone your skills. Now you don't need that anymore. It's like, it's just ridiculous. Because back then you actually needed to train for combat. Now, like I said, you don't need that anymore because of all these things that come in. I mean, especially with all these new hacks like Kill Aura, Crystal Aura, etc. It just allows you to just be, combat efficient without having any training at all.
and are you done with what you had to say about the combat stuff?
I'm done saying about my thoughts on 2BTT's current
Yeah.
form of combat now. It's, you can do now your part.
I personally, I'm just gonna say, like, and I don't mean to like be rude, but I really don't have a problem with shulkers or anything like that. Like, like, again, I think the point of this video is not to like take away, like, oh, we both like, these are both like our main thoughts. These are the things we live by. Like, we do disagree on these things.
It's
Like,
just basically like
and
our
mainly,
opinions and like views now on the
yeah,
current
like our two
situation.
different opinions in this. And like the big thing is, like, I don't really mind because I see them as benefits.
Yeah.
But I can understand where you're coming from. Like, you want it to be old. I just want it to be like how teen. Because then it just didn't seem like nothing was going on.
Yeah.
One thing was not getting ridiculous amounts of views for posting one video that's mediocrely. And I'm not going to do much more talking. I mean, I still have ideas that I won't extinguish, but it's late, and I'm not going to sleep. People in this house.
Yeah.
So I do have more things I'd love to say, but I don't want to waste your time. And I know you
No,
wanna
that's
wrap
okay.
this
I
up
got a lot
and
of
stuff.
time, and it's okay. I still have like over an hour's worth, but
I don't want to. I don't want to
oh, like you
say
don't want
too much more.
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
don't want to
feeling.
bore people
I
to
think
death.
yeah. Yeah, the point is, I don't really have a problem with stuff like that. I just have a problem with Doobie-Doo in the past year or two just becoming nothing but, the personal bank, the ATM dispenser, whatever,
Yeah,
fits
because it's just
paycheck,
being
everything
milked
else
for
like
money.
that. Yeah.
For
Even if
me,
Russia War and stuff like that was money based, still, it was more of a side priority. People actually had fun.
yeah, I had fun as well as
And
actually had drama doing.
there weren't as many people who took a block game super seriously that they would go and dock somebody just as their stash card grew.
Yeah. Now, for you, it's because you don't like it how it's being treated
really
throughout the
all I have
past
to
few years. For me personally, the reason why I personally like stopped playing 2BTT myself is because I got bored with it, because there was nothing new coming to the server, because we kept hearing news that House would put the Aqua, the water update into 2BTT, and it never
Yeah.
came. And so, like, all the projects I had back then, when I still had my faction, the Prussians of 2BTT, my idea of building like bases underwater and a navy basically for sea
Yeah.
exploration, basically was all dead, and because all those projects were canceled, because those updates never came. I think 2BTT's like current state is like, when it comes, I just think, and yeah, I know you like some of the new things that came into 2BT, and I personally hate some of
Yeah.
them. For you don't like what's being
I
done
mean, the
like
big
now
thing,
with the
I
server.
think there is one thing I'd like to say though.
Yeah, go
as
ahead.
long as it exists in Minecraft, like the shulkers and stuff like that, the culture is going to shift into it. Like they're not change just because like ultimately because we can't ban them because that's just
Yeah, because that would just
destroys their
yeah, because if we put too much
yeah.
restriction, it's just gonna take out the fun. That's literally what happened with prohibition. They thought taking out
So
alcohol
like
was a good idea, and then look what happened. And but yeah, for you, you don't like what like 2BTT is being milked for money, any rather than being appreciated because it's a unique server for its culture and history.
yeah.
For me,
I mean, it's a
I don't
blocker,
like it
but yeah.
now because it's just boring because nothing is going on, no new updates. It's stuck at 1.12. It's been stuck like that since 2018.
I think it's been more than that. Has it been more? I don't know.
I don't remember, but all I know is that it's been stuck on 1.12 for years now, and it still hasn't
Yeah.
been updated at all. Many people like myself like still think there's hope that it can update to something new. Like the Nether expansion, but no, but I don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. Well, you basically you're basically retired completely on 2B2T.
Yeah. I mean, I who knows? I might pop in one day, but like I'm it's dead to me. I don't think it's ever coming back. I really lost.
So
Um.
yeah, for me, I'm semi-retired, which mean by that I have to say that I'm retired from playing it, but I'm not retired from being active. What I mean
I'm
is
doing
that
con.
yeah, is that I don't play on the server anymore, but I still check on it from time to time, check its status through the 2BTT community on Reddit and on Discord just to see what's happening and what's going on because I just want to see what's happening to see if it has any hope of coming back.
Hmm. Yeah. That's all I really have to say. I think it.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Hmm.
Well,
Anything we want to add near the end? I think I've cleared up my stat everything.
yeah, I think I said my bit too. Well, anyway, guys, this was the 2BTT discussion video with me and Luigi Bro. We hoped you enjoyed, and if you are kind of pissed at us for some of the things we said about 2BTT, don't kill us.
Hmm. And if you are going to kill us, please only kill one of them.
Wait, what?
No, no. Well, I mean, there's two different opinions. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Well,
eh,
well, we'll see you guys later. Peace.
we won't disable comments, I swear.